Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to be using the pre-stretch braiding here by Key, and right now I am prepping my hair for the feed-in braids. I'm going to just part out all of the hair first and then begin to do the feed-in braids. So I just parted out the first cornrow, and I'm doing 7 cornrows in total. You could do 6 or 8. So I will have a braid in the middle of my head. If you don't like that look, then you could definitely part your hair in the middle. So I like to use a handheld mirror in addition to the mirrors in front of me, so I can make sure that the back is straight, or at least looks neat. When you do your hair by yourself, sometimes it won't be perfect, but try to get it as neat as possible. So I'm going to twist that section out of the way and start parting the next section. Okay, so I'm off to parting the next section, and as you can see that my hairline is not the typical hairline. Like, I have a different type of hairline than most people, and also by my temples they're a little bit finer, so I have to part this strategically, and I also have to use edge control or a jam while I part it to keep the hair out of the way and make sure that it's straight because of the texture difference with this part of my hair. So I'm just going to continue to part that and just make sure it's as straight and neat as possible. You can also use a finger as a guideline to see, if your part is straight. I use my fingers as well. So I'm just going to check with my finger, and if I feel something like jagged, my little hair sticking out in one place, then I'll go back over that. So I'm going to get that out of the way, and now after I'm done that, I'm going to go on the other side and create 2 parts as well, so it could be even on both sides. It will have 3 cornrows in the middle. So I'm just checking to make sure it's straight enough. I'm using my finger as the guideline to part it from there, because it was jagged right before where I put my finger at. Clipping that hair out of the way and double checking, and now I'm going to twist that hair out of the way. Okay, now that I pre-did all of my hair, I prepped my hair for these braids, I'm going to get started. And each cornrow, it will have a small braid in between it. So I'm just using Shine and Jam for this tutorial. So now I'm going to just part out a small piece of the hair for the smaller feed-in braid, so I can have small braids in between the braids. So just making sure that it's not too much hair, because I don't want it to be too big. I want it to look like, it's smaller than the feed-in braid. I don't want it to be the same size. So I'm going to get that big chunk out of the way and start with the small feed-in braid first before I do the bigger feed-in braid. And for the smaller feed-in braid, I'm not going to be using any hair. I'm just going to be braiding it doing a regular cornrow with my natural hair, no hair added. And I will be using some of the Shine and Jam to help me braid it, to make sure it's nice and neat and, just put together. And sometimes your hair will get in the way when you're braiding, so just make sure you just keep checking to make sure that none of the hair got connected with where you're braiding, because if it does, that will make your part crooked. It'll make you look like you don't have straight parts, and it won't look as neat. And your hair can also snag like that as well. So I'm just going to braid that down a bit. I'm not going to braid it all the way down to the back of my head. And now you see, now I'm going to start on the bigger feed-in braid, just making sure that I coat my hair well with the Shine and Jam all over where the hair will be exposed. And I'm going to comb through that to make sure it's nice and slick and sleek. And I start off by braiding with my natural hair first, and then I add some hair, starting off with a small piece of hair. And you could keep adding very small pieces of hair and till it gets gradual. It comes out a little neater that way if you have the time. But I tend to, when I do my hair, I tend to do it small, then get bigger and bigger as I go, just to make sure, just to speed up the process, so I don't have to do too many strands of hair. So I typically do 3 to 4 strands per feed-in braid when I do it this method. And I'm just gonna comb roll it down. If it's like a little bit too thin, I'll add some more hair to that part. And I'll also add another piece once I get to the bottom of the cornrow, for like the ends of the braid, so that you know, not so much of my natural hair will be exposed and it could be full. And now I'm going to add in the curly hair, and this is just some leftover curly hair that I had, and I decided to use it to create this style. I can't even remember, it's not deep twist, it's more spirally. I'll leave it in the description box because I can't think of it right now. And I'm going to leave a little piece of that out, and then the ends are going to be curly. And I'm also inspired by Filthy Rich Tresses. So now I'm doing the next spray, and I'm just got to check to make sure that the part is straight enough, because as I said, this part of my hair is a little bit finer, and I have to make sure that hair doesn't get in the way. So I'll be doing the same exact thing that I did with the last spray. I'm going to section out a small part, and then I'm going to cornrow the hair down for the small cornrow first, and then go to the bigger cornrow. And I'm not going to be using any braiding hair for any of the small cornrows, even on this part. Even though it's finer, I'm not going to be using any braiding hair for this part either, for the small cornrow. So now I'm just braiding that small cornrow down. Okay, just checking it out. before I go to the bigger feed and braid, I had to redo this braid. So I just wanted to show you guys that. So if you mess up a bit, you could always do it over. You don't have to just say, hey, I'm just going to leave it and it's just not going to be nice. Just redo it if you have the time. And of course, if you want your hair to look beautiful, it's okay to have to redo it, even if you're doing a client's hair. I'm going to finish curl rolling that down. And now I'm going to go to the bigger cornrow or the feed and braid. And again, I'm going to make sure that the sections where the hair is going to be exposed, that it's thoroughly coated with the Shine Jam. And I'm going to comb that through to make sure that the hair is nice and sleek. And I'm going to begin braiding the braid down with my natural hair first, then adding a small piece of braiding hair, comb roll it down, add another piece of hair that's a little bit thicker, comb roll it down, add another piece that's a little bit thicker than that one, and then continue to comb roll it down. And if it's not thick enough to my liking, then I'll add a little bit more. So I'll just add it a little bit more so it could be fuller. And also so that my natural hair won't be exposed, because if you don't have enough braiding hair, especially if you have a lot of hair or if your hair is really long or both thick and long, then too much of your natural hair will be exposed, and then your hair will get frizzy fast, and also it won't be as protective that way. You want a good amount of braiding hair so that your natural hair is covered and it's as protective as possible. And then I'm going in with the curly piece, and this piece is just going to be the one that's hanging down, and then I'm going to add some more curly hair to it for the remainder of the braid. And also I forgot to add, like, once I'm down to where I'm finished braiding, I wrap the hair around like the same method that I use for my romantic goddess box braids. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you check it out. It's my most popular video on this channel. People love that video, and I still love that style, and I still love that video as well. And I use that same method to tie the knot for the ends. And if that doesn't work for you, you can use a rubber band on the end as well. And I was just showing you guys how it's looking so far. It's coming along pretty good. And if you stuck along this far, I thank you guys so much for sticking with me and for watching this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please give this video a thumbs up if it's helpful to you, or if you really like the style. It really helps my channel, and I'm definitely trying to build my channel further, and I really appreciate the love and support that you guys give me, and I would appreciate any further support that I would get from you guys or from others that's coming to my channel. So don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So I'm going to move on to the middle braid. Like I said, I didn't part it down the middle. I just decided to do a cornrow down the middle. But if you don't like that, some people don't like that, you can just make a part down the middle so that you won't have a braid in the middle. You'll have two braids. And I'm doing the same method. If you're going to decide to do a cornrow down the middle, make sure that you're holding the hair, your braid straight, because sometimes braids like that can become crooked. It could become squiggly and won't be braided directly in the middle. So just make sure you're paying attention to how you're braiding the hair down. So I'm just going to continue to add braiding hair because I have a lot of hair exposed to this part. because this braid is a little bit chunkier than the rest. Okay, I'm just checking it out to make sure it's good enough for me. And I'm going to continue to braid that down for you guys. I'm doing the same exact thing that I've been doing, so I'm just going to let you guys watch it. From here on out, after I do this middle cornrow, then I'm going to do the 2 braids on the left side, and then I'm going to do the other 2 braids at the top. So I'm just going to let you guys chill and watch it, because I believe that you guys got the method down pat. Just continue to enjoy and watch. As you can see, I'm loving this style already. Yes. So now that I'm finished doing the braids, I'm going to do my edges. Well, before I do my edges, I'm going to clip off any straight pieces that's hanging down and any pieces that's like too long as well for the curly pieces. So I'm looking for straight braiding hair pieces, and then after that I'm going to be looking for the curly ends. Sorry you guys couldn't see that part. And see how nice this came out. It came out so pretty, even with that cornrow in the middle. So I'll just spray some oil sheen because I'm going to be adding spurts, and I want to add the oil sheen first so that it doesn't override the spurts. So after I do that, I'm going to use my Cream of Nature Argan Oil Extra Hold Edge Control, and I'm putting that all over my edges, and I'm just trying to make my edges look cute, you know. I can't do a whole lot of stuff with my baby hair. Like I can't do too many swirls and stuff, or it would look too crazy because I have a whole lot of edges on my forehead, and I don't have a big forehead either. So I can't do too much without looking crazy. So I'm just gonna do a little something something to make it look nice and cute. I still want to do a video with different ways that I style my edges, because there are other girls that have this type of hairline as well. So next, I'm using my favorite spritz. That's the best spritz ever, the Icy Fantasia, and this is the final results. I am so loving it. It is so cute. And this is another clip so you can see the parting and the braids up close. Very pretty, very nice. I've gotten quite a bit of compliments on this style. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.